What's up, guys? Welcome back to another podcast of Paris, Texas. And I already have a feeling that this is going to be an awesome podcast. I've got my friend Matthew Coyle here. He is an amazing person and a good friend. So, just right out the gate with the question, are you a Parisian or are you a parasite?
I'm a parasite. Now, I had family, but it skipped a generation, so I lose that title of Parisian. So, like, my great-grandparents moved here from Chicago in the 20s and bought this building that we're in. And so, I guess in that time and in that line, I would have been a Parisian. But my grandparents moved off, had my mom in Dallas, and then came back. So.
Oh, after you were born?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long after you were born?
17 years.
Oh, okay.
I know. See, it negates it all. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There needs to be, and we've talked about this in multiple podcasts, there needs to be an in-between, like I have the heart of a Parisian, but I moved here later in my life.
I like that.
But I don't know, I don't have a name for that.
Kind of like the Texas thing, wasn't born in Texas, but got here as fast as I could.
Right, something like that. I need like a phrase or a word that encompasses that.
I like
for a person living in Paris who but has the heart of someone who was raised in Paris.
We'll have to think of a name for that.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
If someone has one, please send it to me in a comment or something.
I guess I'm a parasite in a Parisian building.
There you go. So tell me a little bit about, okay, so you're 17, you're in Paris, you graduated?
Well, I didn't move here until after I graduated. So I moved here when we actually opened up Buffalo Joe's.
Okay.
So I was in my 20s.
Oh.
So my mom moved back when she divorced, and my grandparents lived here. So I always had a connection to Paris, but never thought I would end up in Paris in my 20s. It was always like, I'll be there when I retire or something like that. But, I'm here, and I'm happy to be here. So
you're at Buffalo Joe's. You've been there for, how long were you there for?
So we did that for 10 years, from 2004 to 2014. And it was like to the day almost 10 years. And then we sold that, and then I had the restaurant going at the same time, Bodark.
And that's for y'all that obviously can't see where we're at. We're downtown in his loft, his home. It's a loft over the downtown square. There is construction literally right outside the window. They're doing the whole change out of the oil traps and stuff like that,
sewer
right?
Lines
sewer lines
and everything. The thing that they did the big bond or whatever for funding, and so you'll hear the sounds of progress behind us probably.
Literally, it'll be like beep beep beep.
I was telling Broadway they opened up the part of it over here, and I don't think they were expecting the tunnels underneath the road there, the walking tunnels that used to be there, and they were kind of standing around staring into a hole for a day or so. So
I'm really curious how many people actually know that there are tunnels under the downtown area.
I don't know. There's been all kinds of people that say they've been in them, that said they've scuba dived in them, that said they've walked through them, and I have not been privy to
photos or proof.
Online photos, but they were not really. It was not concrete by any means.
How can you tell one tunnel from the other tunnel?
Yeah,
you almost need like a video vlog of you like above the square somewhere, looking down and being like, "Okay, I'm going down. Here I go."
Yeah,
and you like scuba dive into a hole.
Well, let's see. They'll be done with construction in a little while. When you're ready, we'll go there.
Deal. Don't tell anybody. Shh. So that's awesome. And do you remember why they put them? Why were there tunnels down there?
I really don't know. I mean, I've heard that it was for service things, for gas lines and things like that. But I really don't know. That's a total. I'd have to research it because I don't know why. And apparently they went all the way into the fountain and like did kind of a cross underneath under all the buildings and into the fountain. But I don't think anybody, to my knowledge, knows exactly, where they went and stuff now.
Interesting. Very interesting.
I'm sure there's somebody out there, so send it to Broadway.
Yeah,
it's not me,
hey,
but
I will do a podcast with you if you can give me the nitty gritty, for sure. So you had Bodark, And it's over here. It's where Perry's used to be. So it's kind of on that side of the downtown area, kind of next to Paris Baby. If y'all don't know your downtown directions.
I think it was Crabtree's, and then Boat Arc, and then Perry's, and then
Main Place.
And now it's closed right now, but from what I hear, they're, always a plan.
Always a plan. Because that's an awesome venue. Awesome. And then if you're all the way down there, you need to go visit my friends at South Main Iron, because I love those guys.
They're great. It's good neighbors.
Yeah. All right, so Boat Arc. How long were you at Boat Arc?
Did Boat Arc for, I believe, 5 years.
5 years. And what did they serve?
4 or 5 years. It was kind of a limited menu, but we did just really nice plates. We did sea bass, and we did steaks, and we did... we did brunches with like chicken waffles, but it was more on like French toast from the bakery, and had the fried chicken on top with maple syrup and all kinds of goodness, and of course mimosas. And so it was a great brunch, and I'm hoping that's working a little bit with the bakery down here too, the Pierce Bakery. They're hopefully, I think they're going to do some brunches coming up when they move to their new building. So,
and it's right behind where we're at on, what is that, First Street?
On First, yeah. And it's...
the new building is.
Yeah, the new building is. I don't know the exact move-in date, but it looks really, really good. It's
awesome.
I've
peeked through the window a few times, but I haven't been in it yet.
Yeah.
And that's a great location.
It is. Claudia's little shop right beside it is really neat, and they both share a back patio area, and so it's got front and back patios. It looks nice.
And then there's a guy next to him that's totally revamping his whole...
Chris Dukes, yeah.
Yeah, he gutted the whole thing, and he's doing like a home upstairs, and then he's opening up the downstairs for like... If I remember correctly, because I talked to him for a little bit, he's got 2 things going downstairs, maybe, if all the details work out. But he's going to have an open rental space for businesses, a bigger space, and then he's going to have a police.
Love it. We talked
like
about
small,
that. Yeah, just a substation.
Substation. That's what the word I was looking for.
That was one of the things we talked about with the tool group, as far as what what do we need, what do we want, and one of them was presence of, downtown's always been great to me. I've never had a problem down here at all. There's always going to be characters wherever you live, and nothing changes down here, of course. But just for the mindset that we're in a safe place, it would be nice to have that substation down here.
Oh yeah, there's got to be a lot going on down here for sure. There's so much to hide behind because there's so much here.
Oh yeah, hidden alleyways, tunnels under the ground, whatever.
Well, I kind of want to build a bat cave and then have all the tunnels for escape exits.
I think we could do it and nobody would know.
I know, right? No one would know. Shh. I'm Batman.
To the bat tunnel. To the bat
tunnel. And then from Boat Arc, you've kind of branched out into a lot of different stuff, haven't you?
Yeah, when I moved here from Rowlett, from Dallas area, I'd had a job for quite some time and was going to go corporate with it. And then Bob called my stepdad and he said, I've got an old feed barn. Do y'all want to do a bar? So we're like, yeah. So we all moved. Sisters moved up from Austin. I moved here from there, and we did that. And so it was great. And I did that, and I did the restaurant, so it was all kind of entrepreneurial, and enjoyed that. I still do. But then I was like, okay, well, if those things don't work out, I said 100 times, it was the learning the lesson of the difference between profitable and successful, because you can be successful and still not be profitable.
And then there's happy in there too.
And happy, yeah.
You don't necessarily have to be the richest man on earth to be happy. Actually, I think probably a lot of people who are rich are probably unhappy. I don't know that. That's not a fact. That's just...
I wouldn't know, but...
Yeah.
It was great. It was fun. And it also... being new, being a parasite, it was great to be able to meet that many people in those settings and really make some good lifetime connections and people that are still here and that, want to stay here and want to make changes that we need to make and be part of a community. So it was really good. And
awesome.
Then I just branched out. I did everything. I finished prerequisites for nursing and worked at the Dubuis Hospital that's now closed, unfortunately.
Yeah,
but
that would make an awesome short film.
Oh, man.
I just want to get up in there and make some sort of short film in the abandoned part of that building.
Let's do it.
If you got contacts, I'm all in.
I bet we can find somebody.
That would be so cool. Because it's not condemned in the sense of it's falling down around your head. Like a lot of the buildings here, like the one down the way across from Gibraltar, that one's scary to go in because it might fall apart.
Have you been in there, Broadway?
One of the panels had been pulled off. So I didn't go in, but I was able to see in, and there was furniture still in there. It was a hot mess.
Yep.
But from what I'm told, the hospital down here is still hospital ready. It still has hospital beds in it, and
when I worked there at Dubuis, I went down to the first level, which was the old ER, and it had not been used in a long time.
Oh, wow.
And so I went down there a few times. I worked the night shift when I was doing the nurse aide position to get the experience for nursing. And so I went down there on a break one night, and I was walking around down the stairs and just kind of taking it all in, and it was scary. It was abandoned, and then all of a sudden I saw, a thing of blankets and some empty chip bags, and I was like, all right, I'm out. The last thing I want to do is go around a corner and meet somebody in the abandoned ER.
Face to face.
Yeah. So I got out of there pretty quick.
Oh, but that would make such a great short film.
And it's such a cool building.
Actually, that makes that would make a great story for a short film.
Actually,
nurse in training ventures off into abandoned part of the building, gets trapped.
Yeah.
I got a storyline coming here.
There were all kinds of doors and stuff, so I did think about that. Get down here and the electricity goes out, and it's like you this movie, you know how it ends, you've seen it. Don't do it.
Turn around,
but you do it anyway.
Oh, that's funny. I remember my family and I love Paris Baker. You talked about him a while ago, and you worked there for a good while, right? Mm-hmm. And I always loved seeing you there because you were so happy. Not that you're unhappy now, or not that you were ever unhappy, but you were so happy in that role, and it just was so fun. I'd get hugs from you. I'd see you hugging other people, and I'm like, I love this guy.
The bakery is what you think of when you think of community.
Right.
To me, it's like that's where you go to meet people that really do, enjoy being here, enjoy good things here, enjoy artisan quality foods, and just a great atmosphere. And so it's so fun to be down there, and hoping to help them a little bit more when they get moved to the new building too, and doing some stuff. So
I'm gonna love the new building for this reason exactly. Sorry, this is a little off topic, not off topic, but off the beaten path. So my family's routine, not every Saturday, but as long as I'm available and not working, is we'll go on Saturdays to Paris Bakery. We'll get breakfast, and then when it moves, we can walk over to the farmer's market.
Yep.
And then we walk around the farmer's market again, just the community and seeing people and loving on people, and then we'll wrap up there. We walk up to the library because it's something we just try to instill in our kids. My oldest, Liam loves reading. He's 7 and he's into history books. So literally, he picks books like Abraham Lincoln, Susan B. Anthony, I'm like, whose child are you? I would never at 7 would want to go to the library and pick out history books. I've been looking for the DVD section. There wasn't DVDs when I was 7. VHS section.
I've been looking for the 8-track section.
That's just kind of the routine that we have on the Saturdays that we have available to do that, and it's just so much fun. So when they move over to closer to that location, it's just going to be so much. I mean, we still could walk from. They're not like that much further, but like we just go ahead and pull our car closer to the farmers market. But,
well, and it builds that synergy too. You know, you've got that, and then I think they're going to have 107s right there.
Yeah.
And then
John Bratcher.
Yeah. Woo woo. Our old working buddy, another place that we've both been at.
Yeah.
And then next door, I think they're going to open up a little coffee shop.
Yeah. Also, Brittany McNeil, also someone you and I have worked with.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And also,
we haven't even got to that part yet.
We'll get there. But
hey, yeah, go.
No. It's the other thing to think about is this. It's this week that the Tool Group comes back to the city council, and everybody's invited to that meeting to see and. Talking about the library and the building synergy and people and spaces and that farmers market. Imagine the back staircase that's there. So one of the only artist traditions that they had the time to do while they were here was taking that area that
flattening it out.
Well, yeah, like making steps, but long steps.
So you could see it from the farmer's market to the pylons. What is that little pylon thing called?
The peristyle over at the park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's called a peristyle? Mm-hmm. See, I didn't know that.
Let's see.
Probably learn something new every day.
Yeah, somebody's going to say I'm wrong, but I think that's what it is. It's peristyle.
I think that park is so... I don't know what the right word is. Underrated. Like, I feel like I should be seeing families having picnics at that park because it is a gorgeous park. It's right off the square. Or like, there should be like an ice cream truck parked at that park on a regular basis. You could get Jack's Burgers and then you could walk over, get you some ice cream over at the park. Kids can play, run up on the hairstyle, and go to the library and then jump back over and read the book in the park and then come back and bring it back and get another one. Yeah, just think
about that as your Saturday. You go from the coffee shop and lunch or breakfast at the bakery. You go down to the farmers market, get your stuff. You walk up these beautiful steps that also double as seating for a concert venue
type style seating
in the farmers market, and then you can walk all the way through that parking lot that would be cleared of cars in the daytime or whenever we're having events into that park. And so it's kind of a cool vision.
I love that vision 100%. And I think we could even have more events over in that park than we already do. I know we have some over there.
We do. We've got the movies in the park. We've got the bands during the summertime. But you can always do more.
Did you hear we're going to have Pumpkin Festival is going to be in that park this year?
I heard it was going to be in another place, but I didn't know it was going to be there.
It is going to be in that park because, if you're listening, the whole downtown we talked about it earlier, is getting the whole like sewer line remodel. So they're tearing up all the roads. They're on the one we're on right now, which is South Main. And they're going to wrap around and be on First and go around. So they're just tearing up this whole area. So it's kind of put us into a position where we have to move the Pumpkin Festival. Yeah. And the best place for that, I think, and I'm not sure. I think it was Sherry Bedford, but I'm not sure who picked it out. Probably Sherry Bedford and a handful of people. But is Bywaters Park. It's great. People will be playing. You can set up booths around the outer perimeter. Like, I think it's a great idea.
Yeah. Just seeing some of the events that have gone over there in the last few years, the antique things that they've done at the Gibraltar Hotel and just wedding venues there. And just see the utilization more of that area is really, really cool.
I'm excited about it. I'm really excited about it. Okay. Segue. So Matthew and I actually worked together for probably, what did you say, a year? Maybe a little less?
A little less.
At Paris Printworks. It's out in Reno. And great people out there. And we met a lot of friends. John Bratcher's one of them. We worked with John. He's the one that owns 107 now. Brittany McNeil, she's putting in the coffee shop. I don't know. Do they have a name for that yet?
I think it's on the door, and I'm embarrassed to say that I don't remember what it is.
I don't remember what it is either.
Sorry, y'all.
I'm sorry. I still love you, Brittany.
We love you too.
But no, so that's a new coffee shop come time. And again, sorry, side note, I love that new places are coming in.
Me too.
I just noticed they're remodeling next to Paris Baby. I'm not sure what's coming in. Do you know what's coming in?
Don't know.
But they got something new coming in there. There's just so much potential in this town, especially downtown. I just love seeing new stuff come in. Anyway, so we worked at Printworks for a little under a year, and it was great. We had a lot of fun.
It was a fantastic team of people, and still is.
Oh, yeah.
I'll get to go out and see the new place for the first time not too long ago.
It's big.
I want to go back. It looks really, really good. And they do such a good job.
I wish he'd take me in the back.
I know.
I got to see the design team room, though. Well, that's just mainly where I would have been back then, or even now if I'd stayed there. But yeah, it's nice. Good crew out there, and you can see all different types of hats. He's got a hat wall as big as my house out there.
And it's another example of a good business here in town that does the right thing and that treats their employees well and does a great quality product that you can't get in Dallas and get it ordered on Amazon and stuff. So
yeah, I love those guys. Go hit them up. I am not paid to say any of these things about anybody.
Paid for by.
They're generally just my feelings or the feelings of the guests that I have this week. So just know that if I support somebody, it's just because I generally love them. I
get paid. No.
Wait a minute here.
No.
Hold up.
No.
And now you are in real estate?
Yeah, so in real estate and enjoying that so much and reading a lot of books and trying to retain stuff out of 7 books that have approximately 500 pages or so each at 42 as opposed to 25 is a whole different world for me because my mind's always going somewhere else. I see something I need to do or whatever, so it's interesting, but I'm getting there. I've got another week before I take my test, or about a week and a half, and
and you're going to be in like all real estate. You're not going to focus in like a business real estate or
I think
home.
I think you kind of Renee Harvey is where I'm at. We've got so many good realtors and brokers here in the town and salespeople. I talked to Renee about it 15 years ago and finally looped back around, and she said, I was out at the country club working at the time and enjoyed that too, but I wasn't able to finish my studies, and so she said, well, come work at the office and we'll get you in there and you just study. And so she's gave the best foot up that I could have possibly had.
Amazing. So. That's amazing. That's so cool. Now you've also been through these years, you've also been heavily involved in different community things. Like were you a chamber member?
No. I've been on the Main Street board.
That's what it was.
Yeah,
That's
Main Street board. I did the design committee for a long time, and then I was a chairman for quite a while, and then was on historical preservation committee, and now I'm on that again now. And Rotary Club, doing the dental program, which is really cool. And
you on the Rotary Club now too?
No.
Oh, okay.
I kind of when I switched and needed to focus on be a little selfish for a while and focus on what I wanted to do, I kind of dropped everything, formally and didn't just leave, but made my exit and focused. So and I'll get more involved in things like that again soon, but historic preservation's the important one right now for the development that we've got going on, and to make sure that we're not just saying no, we're saying here's our vision. It's just like the tool group, you're not telling people no, you're just saying, okay, love your idea, so glad you're doing something with the building. This may work better. Bigger picture, and let's get you some funding to do it, and let's have some exterior some drawings, some artist rendition of what the building could look like for free, and things like that. So I'm very passionate about all this you're talking about. I'm a chamber ambassador, and I'm also on the Paris Downtown Association, and I'm on a couple other things, but I have a strong feeling that we have to get people of our age, and not young. I'm not saying young. I'm just saying our age and even younger,
because I don't think we're young.
Oh God. No.
But new people just invested in their community. And I think one of the biggest things I see and notice being involved as much as I am is that there's just a lot of people who've been doing it for a long time, which is great.
It is.
It is great, but it's just really hard to get new people invested to help make these things that everybody wants to happen. We just can't do it alone.
And those people that have been doing it for a long time, they have the heart, but they're tired too.
They're tired, and you get wore out.
They want to hand it off to the next group of people to take over those positions. It's not, they don't want to get in it and be cemented in there. They want to apply what works for that time and then hand it off to the next one. So I personally hear a lot of people that want to see more, or that have a problem with a certain aspect of the parks, or want more events to be going on. And, those are the people that need to be involved.
They need to be involved. And it's really not... Okay, my first fear before I did this was that I don't want to be involved in all this political stuff. There's too much, inner fighting between, this organization and that organization, and I can't do this and I can't do that. And you do have a little bit of that sometimes. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, but it's nowhere near what in my previous mindset was before actually being involved. And then second, I was just how am I gonna give any amount of time that I give to another organization is that much time that I can't put into, because I own my own business. I can't put into my own business. I can't be out shooting a video or editing a video. I have to be here or there or here. I will say they do a really good job, at least all the ones I'm a part of. It's generally once a month you meet, and then a lot of the ones above and beyond that are volunteer basis or are big events. We're having a gala that's going to help support our cause, and there's so many of them out there. You don't have to pick a downtown one.
No.
There's the CAC, the Children's Advocacy Center, which have some good friends in that, and I love that group. And my son did a I Am Lean Broadway there, and then he's also gone there for a school event, and he really connected to the people there, and others. I mean, I can't even think of some ones that are...
There's so many, and then there's so many subcommittees of those things too.
Correct.
So if you're not in the city limits and you still want to do something and you can't get approved to our board because you don't have an address that's here in the city limits, you can be a part of a subcommittee, and so you can always make a change. You can always get involved. There's not a reason that you can't.
Right. And
like you said, sure, you worry. The thought is, I'm going to take away from the things that I need to be doing. Most of the time, it's a minimal amount of hours that you have to put in.
An hour once a month. Or some of the things I do are an hour once a month. That's all. Even chamber. So I'm on the chamber, and it's a great community to be involved with. And they really do try hard to give the people, the members that are on the chamber, as much value as they can, and that's actually a county thing. So as long as you live in Lamar County, you can be and you own a business, you can be a chamber member.
Yeah.
And then being a member doesn't even require you showing up. It just makes you're invested in your community. They give you newsletters that keep you up to date on all the current events. So if you want to have a booth at an event that's coming up, they're giving you that information ahead of time.
Yeah. And it's the more people that come in and volunteer, the more you don't have people that have to be on a board for 20 years to hang out there. It's
or one guy that's doing this multiple jobs over and over every year.
Yeah,
that's a girl. It could be a girl.
Sure. And there's lots of them, and so get out there and volunteer. Find a way to get involved. The ASPCA, all of them. There's so many different things here in town that you can get involved with.
Dylan's Drivers is another really good one you get involved with. We've done some stuff with them, and then love that team and that mission that they have there, and that's not even that anyone can do that. You don't have to have a business. You don't have to you literally just volunteer to. You could even bring them food. Like, I'm just going to volunteer once a month to bring you food. Or I want to go...
Meals on Wheels, too.
Meals on Wheels is another great one. Sorry, this went way different than I was thought it was going to go, but it's I'm just really passionate about this. Well, and I know.
We have to be. That's what makes community. That's what makes us be able to have the coffee shops and the 107s and the bakeries and the things downtown. If you don't have that and you don't have that infrastructure, and you don't have those people that show they care, it doesn't happen.
And even worse, no one wants to come here. Because if you don't have all that in place, then it's chaos. And then if I'm a visitor who's never been here and I drive into chaos, I don't want to stay.
No. Yeah.
I'll go somewhere else.
Yeah.
That's not as chaotic.
Not chaotic?
Yeah. Dude, do you have a wild story? What's your craziest story you can think of?
Gosh. Well, PG. Just kidding.
Yeah, I just don't want to mark it explicit.
No. I don't think I have it anyway. Yeah, it's been an interesting one. There's been lots of... Yeah, as a bartender, I learned how to listen and be a therapist without ever saying anything. So I have lots of stories that I could never talk about from the bar. But, I mean, nothing scandalous. Just, wild and crazy evenings in my 20s and 30s. And... There's I don't have just a wild story right now. I gotta think on that one. I'm not that exciting this morning. I had 2 cups of coffee, but that's about as exciting as I've gotten today. So I don't know.
Oh well, you'll have to think about it, and maybe when we do Matthew 2.0.
Everybody's like, please don't do him again. I'm so bored.
I get that a lot. So here's what happens. Sorry.
Me too.
Side tangent. Rabbit trail again. So first off, most people think this is going to be very intimidating before I show up. And then they see me set up all my stuff, and then they're like, oh no, what did I get myself into? But then when we start talking, they literally kind of forget that all this stuff is here, and we just talk. It's way more easier than a video. Like if I had a camera pointing at you, it would intimidate, not maybe you, but it would intimidate people more than a microphone.
Well, I think that's I'm super proud of you for doing all the things, the videos for the fire department that have made it, nationwide and stuff like this that, opens the dialogue. And that's another important part of what we need to do.
Definitely. Community.
Yeah.
It's so much easier. So, sorry, another side tangent. It's so much easier for someone to introduce themselves to you when they've heard you talk about your life stories and they have a connection.
Yeah.
Then
empathy.
If they're just passing it on the street and they're like, man, I really want to meet that guy, but I'm just kind of I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't want to put myself out there. But if I could walk up and say, dude, I used to own a restaurant too. I didn't really own a restaurant. I used to own a restaurant too. Then that opens that connection and breaks that ice, and it's just so much easier for someone to talk to you.
Yeah. Empathy is what brings us all together.
Right.
If you can see that all the stuff that you're going through is the same as somebody else is going through. I mean, I do it all the time. It's I'm not good enough, or I'm not doing this enough. And then you get to talk to people that are doing those things that you're so passionate about, and you're like,
exactly,
we're in the same boat, and
yeah,
and so I don't have to be afraid. I can be involved, and I can do these things.
Right. So, and then the second thing that happens is then when it's done. So, this is going to post in like 2 weeks. So, people, I'll get about a week of like, man, are you sure? Are you sure that was a good one? Because I feel like it was boring.
Oh, I will never listen to my voice. Oh. So it's just, I don't like hearing it at any time. Oh. So no.
Well, this is before I've even posted it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm like, no, you were not boring. And then like it posts and people will comment like, that was so good. I loved meeting Emily, which Emily talked a lot. But Emily, she was so cool. She was crazy. Crazy in a good way.
She's awesome.
She is awesome. She's a bundle of fun. Like, you just gotta meet her. If you haven't met her, you gotta meet her.
Go down, Bears, baby.
All right. So, dude, thank you so much for doing this podcast with me.
Hey, thank you for being here. It's my pleasure.
I love your house as always. I kind of am a little jealous.
I
still want to do a time lapse of a parade from your either roof or from a window or.
Come on.
I know. I don't ever think about it till like we're like at the parade and I'm like, dang it.
Well, all you got to do is throw a rock up, and I'll come down and let you in. So
I know, and you are so hospitable like that. I'm just bad.
We'll take advantage of it.
Okay. Okay. Thank you guys for tuning in. This has been awesome. Please tune in every Monday. There's a new guest on your Monday morning way to work. I try really hard to post it early enough that, like, if you're driving somewhere, you can listen to it. So usually every Monday morning there's a new podcast unless something crazy happens. I'm
sorry if I put you to sleep early on a Monday morning.
Your story was super interesting. Stop it. And that's it. Bye.
Bye.